This is a Nikon Nikkor 18 to 300 millimeter lens. Wheeler, my son, spotted this at a pawn store for $100. The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler.
Good morning, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. This is Dealer with the Crazy Picker Life. Well, it's Monday morning, and not only is it Monday morning, it is August 1st. First day of August. Time flies, doesn't it? So I'm in the office early this Monday morning, making sure I've got all my orders going and everything going in the right direction. I'm starting school this morning with my 6 children that I help homeschool, and so when school's on, I'm gonna have to do work if I want to do any extra work, which by extra means more than a few hours a day. I'm gonna have to cut sleep a little bit, so I'm in early. It's just after 5 a.m. So I had something on my mind this morning. I was thinking, boy, you know what? It's already the second half of the year. It's already the end of the year. Summer certainly is not over for picking, but if I was thinking about getting in position to catch some of this fall holiday buying, I would think seriously right now, August 1st, about getting some sort of a listing regimen going, especially if I'm selling on eBay or Amazon or any of the online type situations. Now, I know not everybody is selling online. You don't have to sell online to be a picker these days. You don't have to sell online to buy and sell things these days. But a lot of people who watch this show are listing on eBay or Amazon or some of the other platforms. August 1st, everyone. Start now, and you'll have your things in place when people start buying heavy, which really, from years past, I'd have to say that some of my most unique items that I list now sell in August, September for the holidays. People are starting to look for unique items, and they know that eBay is where they'll find those. So if that's you, don't wait. Get things listed now. No time like the present. Okay, so today I've got a lot of orders to pack. I'm going to get going on those and get my vlog up, all that kind of good stuff. I've got school all day. I get to sneak away at lunch a little bit to take some orders to USPS and whatever else I need to do in my quick little sneak away at lunchtime. And then tonight I'm going to put out the top 10 sales that we had in our shop here in July. So kind of a recap. That should be exciting. Okay, on with the show. Well, we're getting towards 8 a.m. and I got my orders done this morning. I think I'm all caught up. I'm going to take one more look here before I head back for some breakfast. And wow, the start of school. It's always a shock. Wanted to just show our July numbers one more time here before I erase it. Okay, we did make our contest. We're going to go go-karting in Denver with the whole family. That'll be a lot of fun. We're going to go out to eat and stay in a nice hotel and all that kind of stuff. Just take a couple days and decompress, and of course try to get out and do a little picking somewhere in there too. Okay, the bottom number here is last Saturday, a couple days ago. 53 items. We listed $2,500. That's a decent Saturday.
I know that I added some good numbers to that. Wheeler did good job, and Banana Peeler got in on that too. I didn't add this to this, so it would be 19 days that we were in the office for a full day, what I would call a full contest day of listing. We were able to have a day where we would be able to make our 1,200 a day number minimum. And 53 puts us close to 440 something, 440 items, and we just about hit 35,000. So I can be pretty happy with all that. I think that's a good July. Now I'm gonna erase the board here. We're gonna start a new one for August. And I've got some ideas on what we're gonna have for our in-office contest. I need to run them by Wheeler again. It's not that important that we have our contest 100% firmed up on the first or second day of the month, but I want to get it in place here as soon as possible. One thing I am going to do, just to make it a little bit easier, we switched to $1,200 a day a while back and have done that for a while. We're going to go back here at the first part of the school year at least to $1,000 a day. We're going to bring it back to minimum of $1,000 a day, and that just we'll see how that goes. I don't like going backwards, but I realize that both Wheeler and myself have a little less time, and I think we'll still blow that $1,000 away just on a few days of the month when we're having a struggle. It'll just give us a little bit of a boost. I fully expect to make it. We've got like 20 listing days available, it looks like, in August, and I fully expect us to make that $1,000 a day listing goal. Okay, I got to get home, get some breakfast, and get things going on the homestead. It's a school day. I'm on my lunch break here trying to get to USPS. It's sort of like my life has went into hyperdrive. Okay, well, we had pretty good packages over the weekend. I've got to repack a couple here through the camera screen. It's a little bit goofy. There you can see 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 down there, 20, 21, 22, UPS, 23, 24, 25. I think that's it. I got 3 that I haven't packed yet that will not go out today. Okay, I got to get on the move. You know, I was thinking about something. We had talked about this on the Golden Finger Picker show the other day a little bit, but some of the comments have come in too. You know, how do you do all these things that you do? And really, I guess I am pretty busy with kids and homeschool and business and marriage and all that kind of stuff going on. And I'll tell you what, I've become a lot better at delegating. And you know, I used to think I was the only one that could do everything the best and all that kind of good stuff, but when you get a little faster moving like this, a lot going on, I've got better at relying on my wife and my kids for certain things and delegating certain things. And sometimes the kids kind of moan and groan a little bit like, you know, Dad, I don't want to do that. And after you break that seal, The kids actually kind of feel part of everything a little bit more, I think, when you get them involved. And so, like, you know, I've got Jacob mowing the lawn, Banana Peeler mows the lawn, and Wheeler is very dependable and can be part of the business. Lon fills in on all kinds of things. The other kids help with babysitting. Kate helps with babysitting, and so does Banana Peeler, and so does, you know, Wheeler. So there's a lot of coverage, and my job is to keep the chaos moving in the right direction and watch out for everybody. Okay, I gotta get down to the post office. I'm almost there. This day's gonna make it. We're gonna make it through day one of school. Gonna make it in one piece. Well, will you look at that? Just got my shipment, my monthly shipment of Beer Club beer. And so the first of the month or thereabouts is always an exciting time. And let's see what we got this month. We got Lazy Magnolia Jeff Stout Sweet Potato Cream Stout. Well, that sounds weird. 3 of those, and if we can get a lock on it here. Greiskirchner Weisse Austrian Premium Beer, white beer. 3 of those. Sounds pretty ritzy. And then it looks like the same brand, but a Pilsner Premium. 3 of those. And then something in the States here, Steamboat IPA. Rock Island, Illinois. So we got an Illinois beer. Well, it looks like a weird one. Made with sweet potatoes out of Mississippi. Looking forward to trying that. A couple of good looking foreign beers and an Illinois Steamboat IPA. Well, they are as warm as you know what right now. 99 degrees all week out there. Better get them cooled down. I don't know if I'll have one tonight, but definitely going to be ready when I'm ready. Alright, so this is the top 10 items that we sold in July 2016 in no particular order, and these are not necessarily the top dollar items, but it's pretty close. These are pretty close to the highest priced items that we sold in July. I picked a few that I liked, and I discarded a few that were just not that interesting, maybe not that big a profit. Now, before I get going here, I just want to mention a couple of things about how eBay displays their items. They will show a sold for price, and some of the sold for prices are actually higher than what I actually took. Either they were on sale, possibly, or I took an offer on a couple items. So I'll try to highlight that. I'll also try to mention the price that we paid for these and any other information that I can think of. If you have questions on any of these items, or if you want to go check out our stores, you can see our IDs here, Northwest_Kansas, and I'll point out one, hopefully if I remember, on the camera items. Okay, in no particular order, this was a what I call a lightning rod ball, and this would appear on top of barns and some other buildings. The lightning rod goes up the middle. These balls are on there, and from a glance, apparently you can tell if you've been struck by lightning, the ball will be busted. This is ceramic or glass. This one's got a fairly ornate swirl pattern. It was manufactured in Preston, Iowa. When I look these up, I just look for anything that looks sort of like it and price accordingly. I paid $500 for a lot of 17 or 19 of these. This was the best one, or one of two, that I priced at $200. The gentleman was very excited to get this, and this sold full price at $199 plus shipping within a few hours of being listed. This is a Nikon Nikkor 18 to 300 millimeter lens. Wheeler, my son, spotted this at a pawn store for $100. Now this lens looks like some other lesser lenses. It is a lower level pro lens, is what I would call it. Sold for $619.99. I believe this was on sale when it sold, so it probably was the mid to high 500s what it sold. So that's a great profit on that. We sell an awful lot of camera lenses. There are many pros and cons and pitfalls and all that for camera lenses. We have learned many lessons about camera lenses. We did a video at one time about pitfalls of buying and selling cameras. One of the worst things that can happen with your camera lens collection or your inventory is that they all get moldy and fungusy, which at one time we spread one lens to about 40 others and took a nice $2,000 to $3,000 loss. So there are all kinds of fun things. This one happens to be weather sealed, being newer, but there are some other things that you have to be able to do to test a lens like this. Good profit. Here's another lens. This is a whole different ball of wax. This is a vintage Hasselblad Carl Zeiss lens. It's actually pretty small. It's a couple inches from top to bottom and maybe 3.5 inch, 4-inch diameter, something like that. I guess here it says 80 millimeter. I'm not sure what that exactly means. But anyway, we paid less than $100 for this lens. And here's $389.99. It may have been on sale for 11% off, which would have put it in the low to mid 300s. Nice pickup and nice sale, nice profit. This was at a camera store show where they had people come in and sell their excess camera stuff. I'm giving away all our camera secrets here, right? This is a key work close sign. I had this one for quite a while and hung it up, and I always say that once I hang a sign up it sells, and lo and behold, I hung this thing up, and within 30 days of hanging it I got an offer on it. And I think I bought it for $300. It had been around for a while. It had been listed for over a year. I wanted to buy some beer advertising signs, some old beer advertising metal signs, and so this is not something I would keep long term, although I think it's cool. We have some other key work close signs that are newer. This one was especially neat. It has a name plaque on it, and then if you take the name plaque off, there's another one below it, and then they even flip them over. So it's almost like whoever's running the shop has their name below it, but it maybe there was some turnover in the shop. This is probably from somewhere in the 40s and earlier. It could be as old as the 30s or 20s. It's hard to exactly tell. It had some damage along the top. Still shows very nice. I took an offer for $525 plus shipping, and I believe I padded the shipping slightly to put in the $20 for the crate materials. It took me about an hour of pretty hard packing to get that thing packed up and off to UPS, and it went over to Utah. Here is a Nikon 35 millimeter, a Nikon S. This is a nice one. No lens on it, just the camera body. And this is what you would call a EP Army PX. It was purchased at an Army base, most likely in Japan, and brought back over in the war. And so some of these, for collectors, there's not that many in the US. This one happened to have, I believe, a case that has the Army stamp on the bottom and the whole ball of wax. We probably paid $250 for this, something like that, and so we made a couple $100. Kind of a fun camera. Oop, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Okay, I bought this locally, and I stumbled a little bit buying it. This is a Star Trek assembly of pictures, including the original with the remaining cast members whenever this thing was put together, probably in the late 90s, and some of the newer, older Star Trek, Next Generation, Space, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager, all with signatures. Now the problem with it is I paid $300, and I was hoping to get some sort of certificate of provenance or whatever you would call that. And if you look here, there used to be one on the back, and I don't know why it was missing, and the whole thing never materialized to get the certificate. So I took it on the chin a little bit for this. I sold it to a gentleman over in New York. He loves it, and I believe I took $400 plus shipping. So after fees and everything, I may have made $40 or $50, something like that, and I got out from under it. If I could have gotten the certificate, I believe that I would have been able to get closer to my asking price. I just decided to move it out. I only had it a few months, and it didn't look like I was going to get the certificate, so I took the first good offer. He started offering at $250, and I kept coming down and coming down. I said, all right, I'll move it out to you at $400. I believe he had like 2,800 feedback or something, so I was interested in moving it to the right buyer. I don't make a lot of mistakes like that on high dollar items. Typically make good money on high dollar items. I have lost money occasionally, and typically make a good profit. Okay, this is some sort of a Survey Master moisture meter, and this was tucked in a case with a heat imaging camera. It was part of the kit, although it wasn't really part of the kit. And so we paid $1,125 for the kit. The imager we have currently listed for over $2,500, and so we just have to wait for the right buyer on that. We may sell that for only $2,000, which is a great profit on $1,125. This and another meter were tucked in here. This sold pretty quick at $300 plus. Might have been on sale, and so that's just icing on the cake, and it helps take a little initial sting out of that that $1,125. And we're still waiting to sell the thermal imager, but lots of watchers, lots of interest. Just it's a big purchase, so we'll wait and see. These are ear tattoos for livestock. You got a big one with all these different letters and numbers you can put in there, and then you got a couple smaller ones that you can do the same, and it has another tool in there and some other partially used inks and things like that. Um, I think I paid 125 for this, or 115. It might have been 100. I can't recall. I was fairly aggressive. I think they wanted a couple $100, and I was fairly aggressive on my offer. They decided to move it out. This was sold at probably 179, so I made $50. It went to Canada, and somebody with 300-400 feedback from Brazil bought it and sent it to Canada. So haven't heard anything back. It was priority mail. Sold 4 or 5 days ago. I'm assuming all will be well, but you never know. I've sent some crazy antique and vintage dental equipment and optical equipment overseas and South America, and some of that stuff got broken. So there's not much to break here. I think it'll work out just fine. And so it turns out to be a nice sale. Now, we don't always make big dollars like this one. We didn't. We don't always make big dollars on big dollar items. But typically, if we buy something for $50 or $100, we'll double or triple our money, and that's bigger money. Our average ticket across the board, all items, the last time I calculated it, was right around $50 per item, with a margin of about 3.5 times average. And so, big items, small items, we sell them all. We try to find good expensive items, and we have a good mix. Okay, 4 or 5 years ago, I bought a course through a gentleman named Jim Cockrum, and he's on the internet. He comes up with information, products about buying and selling things on the internet, and this was a course on how to purchase and sell diabetic test strips. These have a time-sensitive factor to them, and people are changed off these strips to new strips all the time, and sometimes they have extras. And so I set up a network in 4 or 5 states with advertising and a call center, and for a couple of years I spent a lot of money on advertising and made money the first year, made better money the second year, and then it started to get real competitive. And to keep purchasing the advertising, my advertising budget was almost $10,000 a month at one point, and it paid off. But I switched gears and got into cameras with Wheeler and got into picking with Wheeler, and this just got pushed to second fiddle for several reasons, including it got competitive. I still have a clientele that sends me test strips all the time, and although it's diminished, I get good ones in every single month, and my sales on test strips are probably $3,000 or more dollars per month, every single month, and the margin is good. So here are 300 size AccuCheck Smart Views, sold for $300. I probably paid $40 or $50, but some of that is still, you could bring it back to the advertising expense and some of the mailing expenses. So it's easily a triple or more money, and that's good.
It's
easy
10
to
o'clock.
ship. 10 o'clock. Okay, and the last one, the 10th one for today, another test strip one. I have a couple people that send me in really good test strips, and the One Touch Ultra Blues are just the cat's meow. And so I got 29 of these in. I put 25 up on Amazon at $46.99 each. And usually people buy 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes at a time, and they trickle out pretty quick. I usually try to price them right at market. And so I thought these would sell within 24 hours. I shipped them today, Monday. They actually sold yesterday, which technically was still July, so I'm putting it in July's top 10. $46.99 times 25 to one person. And so they sold for $1,174.75. These were a couple $100 worth of test strips, so it's 4 or 5 times my money, which is super spectacular. And then somebody still gets a good deal on the other end. It's good. It's good for both. The people that I buy them from don't have anywhere to go with them. They just throw them out. And the people that buy them here get them at 30, 40, 50% off list price. Not everybody gets insurance to pay for them, and so Amazon is a nice place to sell these to the people that need them and don't have the insurance to cover it. Okay, so that is the top 10 for July. We'll do another one in August. Plan to. And on with the show. Okay, we're running late on the end of the night here. School night. We end at 11 p.m. That's when Wheeler goes home. Let's see what he's up to here.
Something, dealer.
You gonna make it?
Yep.
We got some good listing going on here. I'm gonna put my number up. You gonna be done at 11?
Yep.
We're leaving at 11.
Leave it at 11.
Okay. So we came up with an item for our in-house contest here. Let me show you what we got. Clickety clackety. So in August, we've got a smart TV for the office. We're going to watch some YouTube in the back workout room. That's on the line. A couple $100 gets you a nice smart TV. We want to be able to watch the YouTube here, and so we need to make $1,000 per listing day every day that we're in the office. It's going to be about 20 days in August by the time you take out our vacation days. And so let me get my marker here. I had to do some other packing and returns tonight. 5 items. 264 is what I've got up, so hopefully Wheeler can hit the 1,000. He told me he can. We've been communicating throughout the evening. Let me show you where this is going to go, this TV. So this fall, I want to get a little more exercise equipment, and I certainly have to move some things around. But this back over this way is going to be our workout area for the winter. And I've already got a sort of a weight machine back here, a Bowflex, which we'll set up to do 1 or 2 exercises. We've got a punching bag. Where's the rest of it? Down there. And I thought we had some dumbbells, but I'm going to get a rowing machine and then maybe pick up I don't know, whatever other, a bike or a treadmill if we can find a good one for a reasonable price. I really like rowing machines. I used to use one when I was in my 20s, and it's a great workout. There's good ones out there. I'm gonna get a good one. They're a couple $1,000 for a real nice one. So we're gonna put that in here. I'm gonna have to move my cardboard stack, and then on this wall over here will be our smart TV with access to Netflix and YouTube and the internet. And so when I'm rowing over here for my half hour a night or during the day or morning, I'll be able to tune in and watch some YouTube videos and catch up on that stuff. So that's the plan. We can have a workout area for, I don't know, it's about a 15 by 20 foot area there and not interfere too much. As long as I can keep everything else in check, keep my Jeep out of here for a while. Okay, so that's about it for the video today. We had the top 10 in there, which took up a good chunk. Tomorrow will be another daily vlog. Don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. Second day of school for me. The first one went okay. We made it through. For those of you that don't know, I homeschool 6 kids, and I do about half the teaching. So feeling busy. Okay, thanks for watching. We appreciate your comments and questions and your thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed and you want to see us every single day what we do in our buying and selling business, subscribe and we'll keep it coming to your email box. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer Production.